What's up, guys, and welcome back to DeeterPlays. Before we get into the Roblox news and updates here from RDC Day 1, I want to let you know that there's a free item that somebody is going to get right here, the extraterrestrial pauldrons. They came with a Roblox toy. It is a virtual item code. There's 12 numbers hidden throughout this video. First person to find those 12 numbers and enter them at roblox.com/toys/redeem is going to get these extraterrestrial pauldrons. So keep an eye out for those numbers here hidden on the video, and good luck to each of you. So now there's a whole bunch here to talk about for day 1 of RDC. So we're going to get some screenshots that we found from some people, like our friend Evan Bear there on Twitter has put a bunch of stuff up there, and it's been very helpful. So we're going to go over some of these things. So right now, let's see, we're going to go over this first one, an amazing opportunity. These are some metrics from 2020 as far as the money that's been paid out to developers. Right now, they've paid over $250 million in DevX in 2020, or they're on track to pay out that much overall in 2020. They haven't actually paid that much so far, but that's looking like how much they're going to end up paying. 345,000 monetized developers, including premium payouts. So if you have any sort of game and anybody with premium has gone in there, then you technically are eligible for premium payouts, and there you go. So that's quite a few developers there. Actually, in June of 2020, just in June, they've had $2 million of premium payout. Now, premium payout is something that came out with fairly recently. It's not really just using Robux. It's if people who have premium are playing in your game and spending time in your game, they start paying money to those devs. So this is just another way that they're trying to make more money for the developers in the platform. Next thing right here, some upcoming events that people as developers can create. So developers can sort of create their own events inside of their game, and I think it's going to make it just a little bit more visible in the platform overall. So that is another developer thing here. So a lot of people, like if you're on YouTube and you've seen your analytics, you see there's a lot of information there as far as your analytics, how long people have spent in there, how much Robux people have spent. Now it looks like Roblox is working on putting together a new analytics system here for developers so they can see how much time people have been in there, how many unique users have gone inside their game, all sorts of information here that helps them know information about their game, how maybe an update made a change, if they're actually growing, if they're having less people in there. So there's a whole list of different analytics and data points here that the developers can look at that will be really helpful for them in kind of learning more about the performance of their games. Moving on to the next one, Dev Awards. So the developers are going to start getting awards. I thought they were already, but I guess not. I know people in the STAR program, like we got a backpack and we got some socks. So I'm sure, you know, devs were like, hey man, we want some backpacks, we want some socks. So now they're going to start getting some backpacks and socks and hats and other swag as a part of this thing. So I'm not sure if they're going to have a certain number of devs in a special program. I know they have a STAR program for devs, so I'm thinking it's going to be people who are in that STAR program, and it's going to be an invite-only sort of situation. So not just any single dev with any single game, no matter how it's performing, is going to get these things, but it's probably devs who have created games that have performed a little bit better on the platform. Right here, now we've got this thing right here, automatic sizing. So if we have text, usually if there's no automatic sizing, you kind of had to make the box around it. You had to kind of do the sizing yourself and manually. Now the automatic sizing is going to actually just cover the text and kind of help make things a little quicker and easier for the developers as well. The Future is Bright 3, here's a little sample of how this is going to look. The lighting, this is all about the lighting, guys. The Future is Bright thing is all about the lighting and the reflection of the lighting on surfaces, which make the surfaces look even more realistic, and they've been kind of advancing in this a lot as they've been advancing the platform. So it's just going to make graphics look even better inside of these games. Next thing here, which we've sort of seen samples of, is in-game video. So now there's going to be a new asset type that people can add to their games, which will make an immersive experience so that people can go in there and they can have content like virtual concerts, movie premieres and stuff. As far as copywriting on the content and stuff, they probably have to work through a lot of this, so it's probably going to be a little while before we do this, but I'm sure people are going to be able to upload it as an asset, and then it's going to be verified or basically approved or not approved by Roblox before it can be something that you can actually actually see inside of a game. But we saw the way that worked with the Together at Home and with the Bloxies this year. So there's going to be more and more stuff that we're going to be able to view inside there. Maybe we'll be able to watch Wonder Woman inside the platform. Who knows? That would be pretty cool. Now, RealTime CGS, just a little bit of more about like the rendering and everything that's going on the platform, trying to make sure everything can render a little bit faster. Dynamic skies. Now, this is going to be a really cool looking thing. In the background, it's usually just kind of a picture of what's happening in the background. It's not really an actual any kind of moving thing. But now imagine animated skies where we've got clouds that are moving, scattering atmospheric stuff, like different types of clouds. Basically moving clouds is what they're saying, and it'll make everything just look a little bit more realistic. And they're saying that this will come this year, that we're going to be able to start going into games and we'll start seeing the backgrounds moving a little bit more dynamically, which is just going to add another game to the visual aspect of all these games. Now, as far as things that have been released, they've already released bigger scale games where we can get more and more people in there, but also the land area that you can make the game is huge. You can make a really, really big open map and better details and better rendering, so it works better, it loads faster, and you've got a whole bunch more area. So just more improvements on the platform right there. New lighting model here. So we kind of talked about this. Physically based rendering has already shipped. This is stuff that they've already kind of added. It's the future is bright 2 and 2.5. So we talked about that, and phase 3 is coming, but this is phase like the previous phases that they've already released this year. So there's still some things that they've already added. Some terrain vegetation, they've added that. So there's the grass and stuff that they added. So you can see visually they've already added a lot, and they've got really, really big plans as far as adding more to the visuals and having everything render quicker. Because that's another challenge, is if you make the graphics higher, then you make the rendering time usually take more. But they're trying to add better graphics while at the same time improving the time of renderings. And we've also got here the UGC catalog. It has opened up quite a bit. People are now able to price and sell a lot more things. They're optimizing the searching, and they're trying to make it more efficient so that there's no duplication of other things in the catalog or people stealing other people's ideas or items in the catalog. Right here for avatars, it's looking like we're going to be able to have basically clothes for some of our avatars. You have like this, say this Arthro package, and you can just get a jacket that you put on them, pants, even boots, a different hat. It won't have to actually come together as a full package, but you can individually add just kind of one of those things at a time. So it's a little bit different from what we already have. You know, we do have certain things that are a full torso or the full pants, the full legs and the boots together. But now this is kind of splitting up the items, and you've got a little bit more modularity there in what you're going to decide that you want to wear on your avatar. So now spatial audio. This is something that they're going to be working on. If you guys have all of the speakers at your house, then Roblox is going to start trying to utilize those speakers in the back left, in the center, in the front, so that basically if you're in a game and there's some creature running around you, it sounds like it's actually running around you. So that's going to be another exciting thing that is going to just add to the experience inside of Roblox. Next thing right here, improved platform feedback, premium payouts, automatic translation. So this is the one that we're talking about right here, is the automatic translation. I think they said it was the top 1,000 games in the platform that are going to start having some of this. Like you go in there and it says gear, and you can see right down here, it's automatically translating it over to Chinese. So some of these, you can see like this bat right here, you can see it's written in Chinese, and some of these other ones are. So it's still a work in progress, but what they're trying to do is try to make it so eventually we can just talk to people around the world inside the platform. Say there's somebody who speaks Spanish in there, I speak English, I type something in English, they see it translated in Spanish, they can type back in Spanish, and then I can see it translated in English. So people can actually communicate better from around the world, and that is a huge goal for the Roblox platform. They're just trying to make it more of a global platform, and it's more than just gaming, but also bringing people together for socialization. So now moving here, mobile haptics. So haptic feedback, guys, that means basically a vibration. You know how if you're playing with your Xbox controller and something happens and it starts vibrating? Well, imagine that on your mobile phone. So they've set it up so something happens inside the game, and then your mobile phone itself will actually start to vibrate. Which, again, like a lot of these other things, is just going to add to the user's experience when they're playing different games on the platform. And also, look, we've got all sorts of, some of the visual rendering and the different surfaces that they're adding. You can see they're starting to add more and more cool looking surfaces. So they're going to add to the catalog of the different surfaces that you can use, and which is just going to make the games have even better, more diversified terrain. Like right here, better quality and more choices in the material library. That's going to be really good. Look, this molten lava. Imagine you just make a game and you could go in there and just, this is just one of the surfaces, one of the materials that you can add, and that just looks great to me, and it's all going to be reflecting the light better. So again, adding more to the visual experience to people playing on the platform. Now here, just another look at the material library and better quality, and just a little bit of a difference in the different options that you can have for any particular object. It's definitely evolved and looking a lot better. Now, big immersive games are coming faster. Now, they're talking about games with up to 1,000 people inside of those games. I know that Roblox has been doing for their like employee town halls. They've got a little thing where they can they've tried to get like over 700 employees in there. I don't know, I've gone on Meep City and we can usually break it with under 200 people inside the server, so they probably have a lot more testing to go, but it sounds like they're trying to make it faster, more efficient, and be able to hold more people. So imagine a game there with 1,000 people in it, and then you go in there and you're playing around, and it actually doesn't lag. That would be pretty amazing, but it might be a little crazy too. Also, asset sharing and privacy, they're trying to make it so it's harder for people to steal work of developers, whether it's their builds or their code, they're keeping it to themselves. They're just trying to make it easier so that there's no more like leaks, no more unauthorized reuse of people's assets and that kind of stuff, which I think is a big deal because unfortunately I've heard about this happening all too often inside of the platform. Now right here we've got a new little hub right here. This is like a new talent hub thing that will be available to developers. They can kind of set up roles for people, whether they're a scripter or a builder or a composer, and what their skills are, maybe what they can have access to, whether they're a contractor, part-time, full-time. This also might be able to help Roblox with their, they've got their groups and the payouts of group assets. This might put a restriction on that. I don't know, I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Might be a possibility, I'm not sure. Also, next thing, ratings on the games in Roblox is something that they talked about. Right here is kind of the standard rating systems that we've got. We've got, you know, early childhood, anything for everyone, people over 10, teens, mature audiences, adults only, or rating pending. So imagine that all the games on Roblox eventually get evaluated. I think it'd probably take a certain amount of time because they really have to evaluate the game, so I'm sure it's going to be kind of the most popular games at first that are going to get a rating system on it. But they might have rating systems where if it's mature and your account is under 13, you might not be able to access that game, and other things like voice, which is another thing that they're really planning on adding to the platform as well. As far as the predictions that Dave made back in 2018, looks like they're on track for a lot of these. There's still some things that they need to finish. 100 million concurrency in a Roblox game, they already did that in Adopt Me, but it looks like they are on track to get a lot of this stuff going. As far as Tesla use Roblox developers and promotional effort, that would be really cool to see as well. As far as other things that's happening, you know, they're trying to get the voice chat going. They confirmed voice chat's something that they're working on so that people can go in there. I think it's going to be only something that's accessible to people that are over a certain age. So as far as other news, like the old school animation pack is available. If you guys want to go in and get that, it is available right now for 80 Robux, and it says it's Party Like it's 2006. So I guess it's some of the old retro style animations that they used to have on the platform. Alright guys, that's it for day one of RDC. We will try to come back here tomorrow and update you on anything else that is happening in the platform and coming up that we learn about here during the second day of RDC. If you're new here, would love to have you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.